Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Is your baby girl Elishi Cynthia. So guys, in today's video I'll be taking you guys through on how I achieved this beautiful traditional Igbo bridal look from start to finish. If this is what you're interested in, keep on watching. So let's dive into the video guys. So starting off, I first of all cleansed her face with my micellar water cleanser and my wipes. Then going over, I went on with this serum from Snail Musin. Apply that generously on her face, massaged it into the skin, and I'm currently applying my moisturizer from Omari Code Moisturizer. I'm applying that generously on her face. As I go through, I use my brush to apply it around her face, then use my hand and massage it in. If you've been in this channel guys, you will know our routine, our normal skin prep routine. This routine helps your makeup stay intact throughout the day. If you just obey the necessary thing that you're meant to do, if you do it properly, your makeup is going to last from throughout the day. Then going over, I went on with my foundation. I think my foundation is from Sylvia MAC foundation. I have forgotten the shade though, but yeah, it's Sylvia MAC foundation. I used the dark shade to apply on her contour areas, that is lower jaw, bridge of her nose, her forehead, that is. And then after that, I went on to apply the other foundation color that is exactly her skin tone, to apply that on the other part of her face guys. So I am applying that with my beauty blender, and I take it one step at a time. You blend it step by step so you can be able to cover the whole. As you can see, her skin has spots, so you have to take it step by step so that we will cover the whole spot on her face. So that's me blending the face. Blend. Then as you're applying it, you're blending it immediately, because if you're not fast in blending and you don't blend in fast, when you come back the foundation must have dried and it will be hard for you to blend. So going over for her blush, I mixed the pink shade and red shade from that Bicham Ageless palette. I mixed that on my palm and use that to apply on top of, like when you apply your blushes on top of the cheek. So I took it through to the highest point of her face. Yes, so that is me blending that. I'm using my beauty blender to do that directly. As I'm doing that, I'm blending out the whole process guys. Make sure you blend in very well guys. In makeup, blending is the key. Like if you've been in this channel, you know that is all what I normally preach in makeup. Yeah, blending is just the key. So I'm going over to re-emphasize the contour with that dark shade I used earlier. Yeah, to re-emphasize the contour that I already did with the foundation. It's still the foundation I'm using. So as you're applying, you're blending it in. Make sure that the lighter shade blends in with the darker shade. And to lighten up the inner part of her eye, I went on with my Nuban concealer. I think this shade 041 Abby. Yeah, lightest shade, and 043. I missed it though. I mixed it to get that inner part. As I applying it, you just blend. Make sure you blend very well, because blending is always the key. If you don't blend it very well and you apply powder, it will show, and there's nothing you can do about it again, because the patch will be there. So your blending starts from when the scratch, it starts from the skin prep. So anything you do in makeup, you must blend. You need to blend. If you don't blend it well, it will not come out nice. So for today's shoot, I'm running the shoot with a photographer and a hairstylist. and the hairstylist is styled by Vicky on Instagram. You can follow her. She laid her frontal to perfection. So guys, going over with my melanin compact powder. I am using the shade in 108 to set the highlighted areas. Then I'm using my powder palette, that's my Bicham mini powder palette, to set all over her face, her forehead, and other parts of her, all the parts of in fact I am just setting with the same shade that I used to contour, to do the cream contour. That's the same shade of powder I'm using to set all over the face. Yeah, so if you don't do it like that, it will alter what you've done already. So every step ahead, make sure you re-emphasize. Maybe when contouring, use the same shade of powder, that's the same shade of contour that you use to contour. Use the same shade from the powder to do same when setting. So right now I'm going over with my ginger, my mirror setting powder in the shade ginger, to set her face. In fact, I'm setting and baking at the same time. After baking, I'm going over with my after setting the face, I'll go over and apply her I'll go over and apply her eyeshadow. Yeah, so guys, if this is the first time here, please do well to subscribe to our channel, turn on your notification bell to get notification whenever we post new video. And guys, remember, our promo is still ongoing, guys. Let's get our followers to 500 followers. We are already getting there. We're very close to 400 followers. So let's still push. Do well to share this video. Share it with your friends and family. Share it on your story, on your Facebook page. Let's get to reach more people so that this family will grow. So going over, I use my benign white glance to prime the face, to prime her eye. Then going over with those two shades, I used it to transit. As you can see, the area that I transited. So I went on to get the darker, that's the brown, and I just added a little bit of that red in it. I wanted to have this reddish undertone, so I'm using it to pat the outer part of the lid. And as I'm patting it, I am sweeping it in. You guys just sweep it in, pat and sweep in, pat and sweep in. I went on to add the black. When adding the black, just try as much as possible not to pack too much. If you pack too much, it is going to be hard for you to blend. Like, you actually need to take it a bit at a time. Like when blending black eyeshadow, it is always hard to blend. So whenever you want to apply black shadows, make sure you take a little and you blend as you go. So going over with that red shade, I'm using it as my base, and I'm applying that on the eyelid I'm using it as my base. Yeah, so apply that. Also make sure to blend in very well. Always do this with a fluffy brush. You see, I would recommend Picabel brush palette. Like that brush palette has a whole lot of blending brushes that you can use for your eyeshadows. Yeah, so I'm blending it very well. Make sure that there are no harsh lines. Do you get? Make sure you don't have any harsh lines. So going over with my silver mark eyeshadow palette, you see that orange shade. You guys know that shade is my go-to shade, that I cannot do makeup without applying that shade, guys. Yes, so going over with that shimmer shadow from the Arts Beauty, I'm applying that onto the lid, at the center of the lid. Then I'll do same on the other parts. Then going over with that other shade, like I picked, it's a gold shade. I use it to apply it, like from the getting towards the inner part of the lid. And as I'm applying, I am blending it in immediately. Just look at the shades that I'm getting, and I am applying that on the lid. And as I'm applying it, I am blending it at the same time. note that whenever you want to apply shimmer eyeshadow on whenever you want to apply shimmer eyeshadow, what you do is first get the brush that you're going to use to pick the shimmer shade, wet it. You can use your spray to wet it, so that when you get the shimmer shadow from your palette and apply it onto the lid, it will pop out. Like, it helps it to pop out. It won't be falling off, because most times when you want to apply your shimmer shade, if you notice, if you apply it that way, sometimes it just fall off. It will not stick to the lid. Do you get? But once you make your brush wet before getting your shimmer, it will cling to your brush, and when you apply it directly on the skin, it will stay. So I went over with that red shade again to further deepen the transition, then going over with those two shades, the dark the brown and the red. I am applying the shadow, the lower lash shadow. So after that, I'll be lining the eye with my gel liner. So guys, at this point, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to our channel at this point, you are wrong. So now I dusted off the excess powder on the face. Yes, I dusted off the excess powder. When doing that, make sure to be light-handed. As you dust off the first one, just take the excesses up on your palm before going in again. So I'm using a little quantity of foundation at the edges, that's the places that the band covered. I used it for the places that the band covered, so just a little bit. Don't even go too close, so that you don't mess the whole thing, your client's frontal up. So I went on to line the waterline, then over to the brows. I am brushing up the brows with my wax, not Eco Styling Gel, it's a wax, the brown wax. I use it to brush the hairs up, then set the brows with powder to reduce the oil on it. Then using my Davis pencil in the shade 03, I'm outlining her brows. I'm just doing that. Just do it as if you're sketching, so that it will be so neat, and you wouldn't have to, conceal. So I whenever you're working, whenever you want to draw your brows, make sure to use a very sharp pencil. As you can see, I use the sharp pencil to draw strokes at the beginning part of the brows, then fill in the brows very well. Yeah, and that is it for the brows. These days I don't conceal my brows. Yeah, I don't conceal my brows. No time to waste time, guys. So, and this method is always faster, and it turns out nice. If you are very careful with your outline, you wouldn't need to apply your concealer, because even if you do your brows before shadows, when you apply your concealer, you will still use your eyeshadow to cover that place. So what's the essence? So now I'm using my Beyond Beauty gel liner to line the eye very well. Yeah, to line the eyes. That's me lining her eyes. Oh God, my model was talking throughout this video, throughout this makeup section. So using my FBH mascara, I brushed her lashes, then put on the first lash. So before you put on your first lash, make sure to brush the natural lash with your mascara to get rid of those powder fall off on the lash. Because if you don't do that, when you place your lashes, if your client looks up, it will be so obvious that the difference between the natural lash and the false lash will be so obvious, and you don't want that. And if you say okay, if you say let you do the mascara after you must have applied after you must have placed your lashes, it will not get into the whole natural lash. Yeah, so make sure to brush your client's natural lash before placing your first lash. It helps. Yeah. So again, over my Bicham Ageless Lip palette, I am lining her lips with that brown shade, and I'm using this brush from Nuban Beauty. the Nuban Beauty brush set. Yeah, so I am now going over with that orange shade from the palette, and I apply it onto her lips, then blend in very well. Blend. Guys, in makeup, blend as if your life depends on it, guys. That is what makeup is all about. If you don't obey that rules of blending, you've gotten it all wrong. So I went on with that kind of lighter shade from the Bisham Ageless. I placed that at the middle of her lips, then blend it in very well. You can use a very fluffy brush, is precise fluffy brush to blend that. I'm going over to line her lips very well. The shape was not really rhyming with the other part, so I had to use that brush to line it very well so that the whole thing will come out very nice. As you're applying it, you are blending with a small fluffy brush. And going over to set her blush, I went on with this my orange shade again from this Sylvia Mac. I'm applying that onto the cheek, forehead. I'm using the remnants to do the forehead, guys, and tips of the nose. The main place is just the two cheeks. But even at that two cheeks, if it is too harsh, make sure to tone it down with your powder. So now I am dusting off the excess powder on her face with that my Melanin Beauty Compact palette. I went on with the 009 to set all over the face. Yeah, to set all over the face, whereas I used the 008 for the highlighted areas. So going on that for that further emphasize that I wanted the under eye to pop, like the highlighted areas to pop, because it seemed as if the powder palette was a bit thin. So the compact powder was a bit deep, so I went over with that my Bicham Ageless, the lightest shade on that palette to lighten up the inner part of the eye. Then I set her face with my green tea Kiss Beauty setting spray. So this is the hairstylist putting on the hair accessories for the trad. So I went on to emphasize my eyebrows. Then going over with my Team Essential Cheek Glaze palette, I went on to apply the glow on her cheekbone. So a little goes a long way. Make sure to blend it on your palm before applying it onto the skin. Make sure to blend it on your palm very well before applying it onto the skin. Yeah. So that's me applying that directly on her face, making sure that everything rhymes and the whole look. Actually, when we did these shoots, it was already late because earlier the model was supposed to go to the hairstylist and fix her hair there before coming to the studio broad there. But when we got there, the hairstylist was busy, so she was like, okay, let's go and start makeup before she comes. So we had to wait for her to actually come to the studio and start styling the hair before we started our makeup. So this is me applying my highlighter from my Tehila palette. So I am mixing them and at the same time applying it onto the skin gently. You don't pack too much. If you pack too much, you won't like the outcome. A little goes a long way. A little always go a long way. Just make sure to blend in very well. Just make sure you blend in every single thing. Well, I went on to use the same highlighter on the bridge of our nose. Yeah, then going over to the brow bone, I cannot do makeup without applying a kind of highlight on the brow bone. So that's me applying the highlight on the brow bone. Yeah. So after that, I'll be going over with my Nuban the Glow in the shade Men, and a little goes a long way. As you get it, you tap so that it doesn't cling to one side and become too much, because once it becomes too much, it will be hard for you to reduce it. So it's better you don't even apply too much. Just make sure to pat it a bit, let the sparkles be what will be on the face, so that when the light is hitting her face, it will be shining. Yeah, so that is it For this, now I'm going over to the under eye. I went on to brush her under eye with my FBH mascara. After brushing the under eyes, our beautiful bride is set to go. We just apply the mascara. Make sure to pick it one so that the lower lash will have volume. So that is me taking my time to brush that under eye and get out every single strand. So going over to further lighten up the lip, I had to get the lighter pink from that palette and apply it at the middle of her lips, then blend with my blending brush. Then there is this her natural mark that she came with. I just decided to use my Beyond Beauty gel liner to apply it on that particular point, and it turned out very nice. So this is me applying her lip gloss from our Blossom lip gloss. Yes, that's the Blossom lip gloss. I'm applying that all over her lips, and when applying your lip gloss, just use the tail of a brush so that the inner brush will not just scatter everything. So, and that is the end of this video. Look at how beautiful. Look at how beautiful and gorgeous our mother is looking. Yeah, and this outfit is from Igbo clothing on Instagram, guys. And the beads and inside, that's the hair accessories, the neck bead is from Sim Beauty, your one and only Sim Beauty. So guys, see how beautiful this is looking. If you learned a tool or thing, just do what gives a thumbs up, drop your comment at the comment section and share. See you guys in my next video. Bye.